This is what victory feels like a year and some bit later, ladies and gentlemen. We came out here to enjoy some nature. This reservoir looks pretty low. Look at the ducks. Hello, ducks. Oh, this is definitely a lot of vegetation in the water here. In case you didn't know, Texas Mickey Jack here, loving life. Living life, ladies and gentlemen. So, I did get the kayak. Last year around August, I found a kayak, a RIP 12, stuck. And to be straight up honest with you, I'm not even a kayak enthusiast. I know nothing about kayaks, other than the few things, just basic knowledge. Looking at how these things operate. Can't be that bad, right? But I wanted to take it out before I tried to find the owner of it, because they're probably wondering where their kayak went to. They left it, came back, no kayak. That's like leaving a trailer on the side of the road, coming back, and there's no trailer later. So I came out here because I wanted to kind of just see the freedom of having a kayak, what it would be like. Oh, it's awesome out here. beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. The dog wasn't happy that I left him at home. And after I put on this vest, I noticed that I got a lot of room in the straps here. But here we are. We did get the kayak from last year. I told you I would get it. If anyone doubted it, then that's on them. I got a drink holder here too. Look at that. We got our water. We got our everything. Look at this beautiful view of the reservoir. And me not being a professional kayaker, I'm working on trying not to tilt it, flip it, whatever it is that people do. Look at the ducks over here, eh? Look, I'm just turning you guys. They're literally walking. Is that land? Is that land we got over there? They're walking on that marsh. This water's kind of murky. But we got the kayak. I probably shouldn't get stuck over here. See, this is shit you won't see from shore. Oh yeah, that's literally solid ground. Look at I got mud on my paddle. I could walk on this. That's how shallow it is here. Calgary's running out of water. What do we do? So this kayak, I can literally hear it sliding across the bottom. Wow, that's the bottom. I can look at how much. I don't want to bring the mud into the boat, but oh, you saw it for a second. There was mud on that. That's how dirty. It's literally, that's how low it is here. It seemed a bit low. It seems like it's a good, like, several feet low here. Like, look at the land here. Look at the land here. I'll give you guys a little rotate. You see that? But yet there's water running in. Unless they're letting water out. They might be doing that. But I had to make a video. I said I was going to use the kayak last year before winter. And I didn't. It might be a little shaky because I don't really have the best mount for this, but I said, hey, I was actually going to go on the river instead of this, but I was like, you know what? I'm not an experienced kayaker, so the water's rushing on the river, that's for sure. I have somewhat of an idea how to kayak, but I'm not no pro, that's for sure. So instead of putting myself into the extremes of kayaking right away, I figured, why not just hit the reservoir, see the sights, see the natural beauty that's out here on the reservoir. I do know how to like turn and shit. Like if I put my paddle like this, I could turn the kayak completely around if I wanted to. But for a beginner, I don't expect much from me on the whole wonders of kayaking. There's a lot of wildlife out here. I usually walk the trails with the dog out here. I haven't been here in a little while. But that's crazy that's literally solid ground there. Well, not solid, but it's definitely ground. Okay. Apparently, there's a nudist colony at the end of this reservoir, by the way. I wonder how far I can go before I wow, this is really low. This is a good like 6 feet low. Beautiful day. You can see the water's rushing towards us. I wonder if I bring this back more, will it be more stable? Put a little S in that neck. Apparently this is where Calgary gets its drinking water. You're not allowed to swim in it, but the birds can shit in it. That's okay. It's part of wildlife. It's actually a pretty good kayak. I found out this is like a $1,200 or $1,500 kayak. It's probably more now with inflation. So let's see where this takes us. Maybe we'll go the other way after. Texas Mickey Jack, loving life. Living life. What's swimming over there? Oh, it's a beaver. Check it out. There's a beaver right there. Look at that. See it? There's a beaver. Right there. Let's see if we can get close to it without scaring it. Shh. Wildlife. See if we can track the beaver. See if we can get close to him. Such a good swimmer. He's like, you ain't getting close to me. Look, he literally went down right there. That's pretty cool. Never got that close to a beaver yet. So quiet. I think last time I came out here it wasn't this low. It's kind of like a mud pit right now. But the snowpack hasn't really melted to fill this reservoir up. And all you Calgarians out there are drinking and using too much water. It's not enough. Oh, some kombucha. Let's see where we're headed here. I have no idea where we're going. Don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Walk along for the rest of my days. I made up my mind. I've got my gorgeous pit bull all the time, except for now again. So after acquiring this kayak, this is the first time I've used it. Literally found the kayak. What do we got here? Comments. I can't really read from that far away. is that. Oh, that's somebody's lure. I thought it was the boat. Give me a second. I'm going to paddle a little more. I'll read this comment to see what you guys got going on. But it took some time out of the day to enjoy the free kayak I found last year, just before I started the job that I worked on for 2 months and didn't get paid. Left with a shit ton of debt and told to F off. I'm not worth the money after I finished all the jobs. I don't know how that works, but that's the way it was going. Let's see this comment here. Try not to move. What do we got here? Grease Monkey. Hello, brother. Hello, Grease Monkey. Are you relaxing finally instead of working? Ah, well, sometimes you got to take time in order to have time, my friend. No one's going to do it for you, that's for sure. So, I don't know if you're up to date with this kayak story, but I found this kayak last year. It was buried in the river up against the log with rushing water, and people were trying to get it out, but nobody could get it out. I stayed up till I think it was 2 or 3 in the morning pulling this thing out. The whole thing was filled with mud. No wonder why nobody got it. But I vowed to myself that night, I said, you get it tonight or you don't get it at all. That's it. I went back 3 times. And if you go through the video archives, you'll see things like, I can't believe I found my keys, because I lost my truck keys in the process. Where did I put my keys? Oh, they're in my pocket. Good, because I need to get back into the truck after. So, found my truck keys after going back and getting the kayak for the 3rd or 4th time in a row. And I ended up retracing my steps. Yeah, this is a lot lower than last time I was here. My ADHD just went off like squirrel, squirrel. But anyways, I ended up finding my keys, reframing it. What do you say? Determined mind. You were determined. Yes, I have videos of me and the dog just trying to pull this fucking thing out. Like, I brought winches, I brought everything. It was hooked up on the log. This thing's got some scars on it from when we were trying to recover it. But basically, I said I wasn't leaving until I got it out. And I had to go to work the next day, start a new job. And that was that job I didn't get paid for, which, you know, I still have to deal with that. Now that I'm back in town, just for a time period, I'm taking a break away from that job in Olds that you were watching. Basically, I'm doing a job in town that pays a lot more money. I told them I gotta go, I gotta make some money. I can't just sit here and do this job and suffer for the whole time. You know, they're great people, we're helping each other out, but there comes a point where you gotta take care of who's number one, right? Because I found out that as much time as I give to other people, they'll never make me close to anything as number one. And, you know, they shouldn't, really. I need to learn to be number one for myself and my dog. I've learned that lesson. And, yeah, here we are. So I've always wanted to come out onto this reservoir and see what they got going on out here, right? See what wildlife is doing. Oh, that's ground. That's ground right there. I should take the This thing even has like a track fin to basically help you. I guess the water's flowing this way. I wanted to see where the water is. Oh, there's a bunch of little babies over there. Let's go see. Let's go see. Maybe you guys don't want to. Looks like a nice area. It's actually a lot nicer when the water's more filled. This is the reservoir in Calgary. And I can literally see the ground, and it's muddy. So you wouldn't want to flip over here because you might get stuck in the mud. But the ducks seem to love it. Look, we're coming up to a little family here. Look at these little guys. Here, I'll turn so you get a better view. Uh-oh. Run, little duckies. Who is this guy? Look at them. That's pretty cool. Pretend like I'm not here. There's Mama. I wonder what they're eating. Listen to them like running through with their feet slapping in the mud. That's hilarious. Let me throw this back in here. The sun's... I also wanted to come out for the sunset, right? Technically, the mountains are over this way. In this direction. Obviously, that's where the sun's setting, so it sets in the mountains. Let's see if we can track these ducks a little better. Let's see what else. So we've seen a beaver so far. We've seen a beaver. We're tracking Mama and her ducklings. Like if I had my water socks, I'd probably walk on this land here. I don't think I've ever been this close to baby ducks. This is so cool. Look at that. Hi, Mama. Don't let me bother you. I'm just watching. Have you ever seen ducks this close? You know what the amazing thing about wildlife is? Look, they're not even talking. They're watching mom, and they're literally just being, living, loving life, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought that this is what I was going to capture today? So I'm going to see if I can not make too many movements and just kind of film as best as I can while trying to paddle with one hand. This is crazy. Yeah, that's happening. This is awesome. Look, I can zoom in now because I got two hands. Crikey, I see me some ducklings. This is the rig I have my phone on. But look, we got some geese coming in. Well, try not to tip over in the kayak. Alright, let's put this back in the phone carrier thingy. Yeah, bro, it's not a camera, it's my phone. They say they're waterproof, but I don't want to find out right now. Because, how would I do my YouTube videos? Everything's on this. I gotta really, have another backup plan, I guess. Literally following these ducks. Oh shit. I'm turning away. Just look at how I'm paddling. Just trying to turn the canoe around for you guys so you can see. I'm on the reservoir there. I'm on the reservoir, not the river. But check this out. I'm gonna cut them off. Are they gonna even care? Oh, they're like, he's in the way, Mom. See if I can get a closer water view. They're like, I am now disturbing them. No! Come back! I'm gonna just turn this thing around. I didn't want to cut them off. Maybe if I... Oh, there's a beaver again. There's a beaver carrying the stick now. I can see him over there. Check this out. Look at this, look at this. Crikey, I see myself a beaver. See that stick moving? Oh no, that's not a stick, that's a beaver. He's watching us. There's the beaver. Running down a beaver. I think it was the same one from earlier. He's big, dude. Oh! He's like, why are you chasing me, bro? Why are you chasing me? Oh, he's right there again. Look, we're gonna get a good view of this guy. He's like, you ain't gonna see shit. Oh, there he is again, look. He went under. And I'm literally running into the shore here. Okay, let's see if we can get a better view. There's like a box on shore over there. I wonder what that is. See if we can speed up. So you know he's gonna pop up again. Where is he? Oh, there he is. There he is. Chasing some tail. He's gonna pop up again. Oh, I see where he is. He's gonna pop up somewhere here. Oh, there's another beaver across the river. There's another one right over there. You see that thing moving right there? I think it's a baby beaver. It is. Look at him. Let's see if we could zoom in. I got water on my... I should have brought a cloth. Oh, the current is pulling me completely the other way. Look, he's like, I'm booking it. This guy's like following us. There. Now you get a nice view. If I'm filming the beaver. Wow, look at those birds too. They look I don't think I've ever even seen birds like that. Check this out. We got some geese over here. I'm going to do my goose call. I'm scaring the wildlife. All right, let's keep going. Let's find out where we're going to. You're thinking they're flamingos? We're in Canada. I don't know if we have flamingos. Somehow there's a milk crate they got out here. You know how much a milk crate is worth nowadays? I wonder if I could take that back as like a souvenir of my trip. I better take this track off here. See if I can get this milk crate. We spotted in the wilds a milk crate. So I'm gonna do this without getting out of the boat somehow. So we're testing our kayaking skills to the best of our knowledge. Oh! The prize is the milk crate. Oh wait, I have the camera facing the wrong way. There's the milk crate. The prize is the milk. Is the milk crate. Here, milky crate. We gotta do this without getting out of the kayak. This is how we have to do it, though. Oh, maybe if we bring the kayak up on shore a little bit. Oh, I guess I'm filming. YouTube, you gotta stop with that bullshit. I switch back and forth between the. Must be West Texas because, what's he saying? It's pitch black as fuck. I mean Canada, nowhere near Texas. Oh, I just got mud all over me. Can Jack get the milk crate? Ah! I'm pretty sure I can, though. If I could get a kayak, why can't I get a milk crate? Oh, look, we're going right up on shore. Jesus. Well, I'm glad I got people from Texas watching. Oh. So I got the paddle in the water and I'm pushing myself up. But it's that muddy right here. Oh, then I'm smashing the camera with the paddle. Ugh. Okay, so it's obviously high ground. So I gotta, this is how we're gonna do this. He did dog it and salvage it. Well, I can't. How did you salvage this kayak? Last year. We got sunset behind us, man. Can you see that? It's beautiful. So yeah, I got this kayak last year. Just before. Hopefully I don't get stuck. Oh! No, I got this milk crate. No! It keeps sliding me back. Okay, we got this on 1, 2. Basically kayaking on the ground. I'm trying not to break the paddles. Just 1 second. I gotta enjoy the view for a minute. Oh, it's beautiful out. Look at the milk crate is right there. Okay. No! Okay, I'm gonna focus on the milk crate. Because it's right at the tip of the boat. This is what we're doing. Okay? So we gotta go up and then over and then up. Ah! I touched it! We're almost there. The milk crate is the souvenir. They're getting covered in swamp mud, by the way. Oh! Oh no! This is milk crate! We got the milk crate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you don't give up in life. Some of you might be going through something shitty. I wonder how old this is. Some of you might be going through something shitty in your life where you're like, it's not enough, life sucks. And you know, life has its way of making things suck like that. And really, it's just our perspective. Right? Somebody tells you you can't, you show them that you can. Well, kayak fishing tackle, I don't know. I was thinking I wanted another milk crate for like my tools in the back of the truck. See, all the geese are happy. They're like, "Oh, he's cleaning up the environment." I'm just trying to wash it off a little bit before I put it in. But realistically, in case the beavers attack, I can see and I can protect myself very well. Now let's, oh, there's another beaver. In case they try to shit on my head, this is my camo. You know why it's my camo? Because it was already in the environment. Oh wow, they were so low. It was already in the environment, so they're like, oh, it must be part of the environment. So I blend in using the milk crate camouflage. Okay, so now we've got a milk crate. What else is going to be part of this adventure? It definitely doesn't make it easy. And I think the dirty water is going into my drink. Will I all of a sudden have diarrhea in the morning? I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure this could go somewhere else. The water's nice and cold here. Let's see what else we can get. Let's get you guys some good views. The seagulls. I wonder if Steven Seagal is around here. Have you seen Steven Seagal? This is beautiful. So you're gonna get milk crate view right now, because that's. So I'm gonna thank whoever lost their kayak, so that I could make better content. I could actually just put this on the back here. Confident in my kayaking skills. Let's follow. Let's follow where this water's coming in from. What a beautiful view. Wow, the water's really pushing me one way here. Okay, I can put the track fin on. Yeah, it's definitely coming in. I wish I could bring the pit bull, but he'd just be sitting in my lap. we're really getting some speed here. I find if you just lean back, if the pits don't dance, just pull up your pants and do the rock away. Lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. If the wildlife runs, don't pick up a gun, just do the walk away. Lean back, lean back. The more you lean back in the kayak, the more you glide through the water. God, that's such a good view too. All these geese taking off. Oh, there's a bunch of baby geese on the shore there. Well, bro, Grease Monkey, I just happened to see your comment because I leaned forward to shrink the camera. So look how big that is. Holy crap. Look at this. I really need, just gotta wipe the camera here. See, there's Dad right there. He's huge. And then there's all the little geeseling right on the land over there somewhere. Just hang on. I want to paddle a little further and then I'll stop when the current's taking me. When the current's taking me downstream, I'll stop and then I'll read the comments as we coast in. Just give me a few. I want to keep going. I want to see where life begins here. To think that without a kayak I wouldn't be able to explore this. I think this is the second time I've ever been in a kayak in my life. Water is definitely low here. There's no way I've never seen it this low. I remember when we'd be walking up in the trees on yonder. Yonder is in that direction. And you could just see the top of this grass. You couldn't actually see the water like currenting in here. Sundown in the Paris of the prairie, wheat kings, we all have our treasures buried. We're tragically hip. The rusty breezes pushing around weather vane Jesus. I can see how this could be a workout. I can feel the current coming in here. You know, it'd be cool to come back out here in like a couple weeks and see if the water rose, because I do know that the water is rushing into the reservoir. I'm literally going up current. Look, you don't need to watch me. Watch that beautiful sunset. Everything is good. It's the middle of the day. I'm with my pit bull and I wouldn't have it any other way. I take my pit bull to work. I take my pit bull to work. We are singing no matter where we are. I got my pit bull in my truck or even in my friend's fucking car. I take my pit bull to work. I take my pit bull to work. All friends and feelings when you were gone. Oh, look, there's a school of geese up ahead. This is a workout for sure. All right. That's tiring. The water's taking us this way. This is going to be a really good workout. I should probably come out here before the sun rises. Let's turn this kayak around. I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, let's take some time out for comment time. Texas Mickey Jack, loving life, living life. Can you smell what the Jack is cooking? You can hear it echo across the whole thing. I wonder who's listening to that bullshit, eh? Okay, let's go to where we left off. Don't get lost in the dark. Okay, no. He drug it out of the and salvaged it. Yes. I think that's kind of where we were. That's Grease Monkey. And then we got Sydney Duell. I don't know if that's a girl or a dude. Yeah, do you have lights? Obviously, the sun. We don't need no stinking lights, man. Grease Monkey. Shit, bro. Don't get stuck. No, we ain't gonna get stuck. There is many things that could have killed me in this life, and a kayak is definitely not gonna be one of them. Look at that sunset. Boom. That's a good screenshot right there. Kayak. Look at this kayak. Right? You see all the dents in the front? That's like from it being submerged. This whole bottom part was submerged. And there was mud like filled up to here. Look, pulling it out, I wrecked this a little bit. I broke the straps because the straps were locked around the log. But look, we're literally moving. Anyways, what else have we got here? Don't get lost. I don't know, he's got muscle. I don't know if that's a cow or a thingy. I can't see, my eyes are bad. Sydney, nice. Cindy Druell says nice. She also says, or he says, maybe this is where you say they. They said. If you don't know who they are. Now you gotta turn that milk crate into a kayak fishing tackle crate. We're using it as protection. It's still there. It's still sitting behind me there. That's how good my kayaking skills are. What else do we got? Oh, hey, bro. We're really cruising. Look at these guys there. Hey, you gotta go make some babies. Right? Oh, she's not letting you? Well, you gotta tell her we need to populate the Glenmore Reservoir, right? Do you have babies somewhere? We'll be back to see. Look at Dad all puffed out. A woman's over in the grass there. Let him talk. Okay, what else do we got here? Milk tackle crate, blah, blah, blah. Do you have a light source? That sun won't last much longer. Of course I have a light source. I got bright ideas. That's a kayak slapper. Got bright ideas. You're on a roll with the comedy tonight. What else have we got? I kayak fish when in Texas. That's the algorithm sent me to you. Well, why didn't they send me to you when I was pulling this kayak out of the river? You know what the funny thing is? That up the river, maybe if I were to paddle another hour and a half, but drive like 5 minutes, I could basically, the kayak was over there. Somebody was trying to get through here and the water was too crazy. And literally the kayak got pinned nose down. I'm actually surprised I didn't find a body with it, but like, whatever, right? We got a kayak, I got 2 sets of paddles. There's a lot of good that came out of that. But I'm surprised that somebody didn't get like wedged between the logs that the kayak was in. Because technically, from here, whoa, almost tipped the kayak. I'm not good at kayaking, so I'm assuming that you set these pedals here so that you can brace your legs up in, that's what the padding's for here, right? So you can brace your legs to stabilize the kayak. This is what I'm assuming. I'm not a kayaker, but the algorithm sent you to me. Man, this makes me want to be on the water. Can't until Saturday. Sydney Duell. Looks like fun. Grease Monkey, you gotta find a kayak somewhere. What else do we got here? Sydney Duell. If you move those rubbers a bit in the middle of your paddle. Are you talking about these rubbers? They are kind of in the middle, like that's... You're saying I gotta move them in more? Like that? Like basically, That much? If you move those rubbers a bit in the middle of your paddle, about 1.5 inches from the blades, they are made to stop the water from running down and getting on you. Well, where were you earlier, Sydney Duell? I've got mud all over me. That's not camouflage. Well, they're fighting over there. So get away from my bitch. This is our side of the lake. You might have known that. I actually, like I said, this is the second time I've ever went kayaking. So, no, I didn't know that. But it makes sense, I guess, with the water. They won't run down, but they'll still run into the boat. Like, how's it gonna... I'll assume you're more of a professional than I am, that's for sure, Sydney. Any more tips you want to send my way, go right ahead. We're definitely moving at a good pace here. Just not even paddling. What else we got? Just stay safe and be careful, Grease Monkey says. Amazing view. Sydney Duell. It's pronounced like Kendall. It's Welsh. What? Kendall, it's Welsh. I don't... What, you're saying your name is pronounced that way? Man, I got the pasties. Let me grab some. I brought water. That'll save me if I run out of light. Oh, it's thirsty. Okay, what else? Kendall, it's Welsh. You're a hoot and a half. I'm not even smoking any weed yet. What else do we got here? Yeah, the paddles are bracing your legs while you paddle. Sit up straight and use your hips to get strong strokes. So what you're basically saying is when I'm paddling and I want to be Speedy Gonzalez, then what you're saying is I should flatten my feet, sit up straight, without bailing. Mind you, I got this shit in the way, so that way. Nice and flat. And then you're saying I should dig into the water, right? My name. Okay, so Kendall, it's Welsh. I wouldn't have gotten that, Sydney Duell, or Cindy Duell, I don't know. I wouldn't have got that name, but hey, now we know her name is Kendall, it's Welsh. So I'll remember that for next time. Yeah, his name sounds like Kendall. Kendall is believed. Kendall. Look at this speed we're moving at. Like, I'm not even paddling. You can hear all the dirt the motorcycles everywhere. Look at this. This is a perfect rig for kayaking, I gotta say. It's probably not the most, like, stable, but we're in a kayak, so what do you expect? I gotta brace it. Yeah, dig into the water by twisting your body a bit. The foot pegs are often adjustable if you want them a little further. How many miles to your destination? Well, I forgot your name already. Why? It was good thing it's written down. She'll never know. Kendall. She'll never know. I really enjoy kayaking, but I keep a 55-pound trolling motor in mind so I can be lazy when I want to go a long distance. You mean like going upriver? Okay, now I'm getting pushed into the shore here. So do you think it's actually... Let me see if we can zoom out. No. So do you think it's actually better to like just God of War it? Dude, this is actually way faster. I'm digging. Stroke. Oh look, I'm like that kid. Bum spanks. Jubble jubble. I don't think Miss Kendall knows what she's talking about. Have you tried double paddle? That's way better. What do we got here? No, no, no. Forget you're probably in a kilometer. I don't know. Oh, I think I'm hitting a mud patch here. Honestly, this literally works. This shit works like so good. You need to try this. I don't know if you saw how fast I was actually going. I think I got more speed doing this than I did using the paddles the way they were supposed to be. So, Sydney, you grab them right there. You just, basically, it's almost as good as having those hand paddles. So you dig, and then you turn the kayak with one. You can still dig with the other. And now you dig, and then you push forward like a swan. This is the swan. And I still have the, look at that. And if you want to straighten out, you just paddle the other side a little more. And then you dig. And then you dig. And then you dig. And then you dig. 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 Look, I'm going to show you the speed we're getting here. Mind you, I got to straighten out here because I... Watch the speed. Stroke! 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 It doesn't really help you with going straight though, by the way. Yeah, it's kind of where I wanted to be anyways. No. So I'm going to set up the paddle with a slight twist in it, which is what I think. You know what's really weird? I don't know if people know this. Well, it's got a huge twist in it. Look at where the kayak ended up. It made like a vagina in the wood, in the mud. What a beautiful sky. Look at that. Mud vagina. What do we got here in the comments? A true pioneer. A true pioneer. You might as well have been skiing. You're too overweight, you would need a motor behind your ass. Weird. Why would you put a motor on your ass? What do we got here? We got Kendall, Grease Monkey 7571. Motors aren't too expensive. Newport makes them specifically for kayaks between 150 and 300. Wow. Did you just salvage it today? No, actually I salvaged it last year. This is the brand it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's a RIP 12. It's got like a dry box in the back. And every time I switch back and forth from the camera. And so this is for there's a track fin underneath that pops down when you release it to help straighten yourself out. Look at this fucking view. Oh my God. I'm literally floating backwards. But it doesn't matter because I got such a good view. What do you mean you're looking into one? You're looking into one of these kayaks? I think they're like $1,500. And because of the war in Iran, they're probably now $5,000. I don't know. Plastic is made from petroleum anyways. We only tax people when it's convenient. This is beautiful. It's actually got a pretty good seat. It's got a cup holder in it and everything. So you're saying you're 6'4", you're gigantra? Is that what you're saying? You're saying you have a fat ass and you're 6'4". I have a hard time believing that. I think you're lying now. Because in order, you'd have to eat a lot of Twinkies to be fat. And 6'4". I'm 6'1", and it took me a long time to get fat and then a little bit of time to lose most of it. Just because I'd got a lot of injuries many years ago, fell into depression. And I'm just getting out of it literally like pretty much right now. You know, because if you don't take time, you'll never have time, ladies and gentlemen. What do we got here? Grease Monkey says yep. I don't know what he's saying yep to though. Oh my God, the water is so perfectly cold right now. I honestly want to be in the water because of the cold. I could sleep here right now. This would be pretty good. I injured my hand, so this feels really good for my hand, by the way. Grease Monkey, they certainly do. If you weigh under 300 pounds, look into the Pelican Catch Mode 110. They can hold around 500 pounds and are under 1,000. Look at this kayak saleswoman here. Grease Monkey. Bro, I'm 6'4", mainly beer belly. Well, to be honest, if you want to lose weight, I could show you guys how. I used to be 365, 70 pounds. That was about 2 years ago. In the last year, I lost about 120. And all I did, that I consistently kind of did because of my dog, was I ate meat and vegetables. That's it. And I know I say because of my dog because that's what I fed my dog. Meat and vegetables. I don't give him regular food. I don't even know how much this kayak is supposed to hold, but who cares? It floats. That's all that matters. I just noticed there's a tag in here. Right here. It says protect your investment. You know why you gotta protect your investment? And the best way to protect your investment is to let Texas Mickey Jack use it for a little while. Man, this is such a beautiful, look at this. Nice vanilla sky everywhere. They make ones that hold 1,000 pounds. I was just offering a good expensive one. So Grease Monkey, you're getting a kayak? Or are you gonna like try to get your way to Calgary? Oh, that was kind of cool. This is relaxing. I was supposed to be working on something. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to go into the kayak that I haven't used yet since I got it. Texas, why am I called Texas Mickey Jack? Oh my God, this is a long story. I don't know if everybody wants to hear it. Look at how much weight I lost. Look, I could fit my whole arm in the strap of this life vest. That's literally like 2 fists worth of fat that's missing off my body. I remember when I would tighten this, and this was last year I wore this. So between last year and now, that's how much weight I lost out of this thing. So summer of last year till now, that's like May, almost 8 months. Somewhere around there. In 8 months, I lost over 120 pounds. What do we got here in the comments? I'm 45 minutes from Mississippi headwaters. Wow. That's awesome, man. So, you might have an issue. You got to realize that it's not the beer you like, it's the habit of drinking the beer is what you like. So, being that we're creatures of habit, it's easy for us to be manipulated. That's why they attack us in the mind, in the food, in our interactions with people, television. They're trying to tell you a vision of how to live your life. So we get kind of caught up in this mental programming. And you got to think, right? Like all these animals that were out here watching earlier today, none of them talk, right? Even my dog. His language is watching my body language. This is something I learned a while back when I started training the dog. Was that they don't. A lot of people will get mad at their dog and be like, "Why is he not listening to me?" Because he doesn't understand what the fuck you're saying. He understands through actions. And a lot of creatures in today's day and age, that's how they communicate. Through body language, through actions, through all that kind of stuff. And what I'm getting at is when we start doing something that's repetitive, we end up becoming easily susceptible to that pattern. So when you're drinking, you get used to the momentum of drinking, the day sucks because like whatever happened is bothering you, so drinking kind of takes the edge off. You know, I used to smoke so much weed that there's parts of my life I forget. And I realized that I started smoking weed was one for the pain I was dealing with the sciatic issues and everything else. But the other thing too was that I was surrounded by a lot of shitty fucking people. And shitty people in the sense that they're not in it for you. They don't give a shit. Like, I get a lot of people in the comments talking shit about me. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I'm living my life. And so we got to realize that a lot of things we do are linked to habits. Man, I wish I had that on camera, the way the geese came in. I'm definitely coming back out here. I might even just do a morning kayak here. And I don't even like using that word either, because I'm not mourning anything. We got to really pay attention to the words we use, to the people that surround us. And I got a rule that I've kind of learned to live by. And I say, and it's kind of like, it goes like this. You are what you think, right? You are what you eat, and you are the people you hang around. So I don't have a lot of people in my life because I learned that I don't need a lot of people in my life. And that the ones that want to be in my life are in my life because they want to be in my life. And I want to also be in their life. Look at this fucking beautiful reflection of the water, by the way. I'll keep talking, but listen, look at the reflection of this water. It's amazing. So the people that are in my life, they deserve to be in my life because they actually want the best for me, which are very few and far between. So with that whole thing of you are what you think, you are what you eat, and you are who you hang around, all of those things directly affect your environment of your inner being, your inner self. Inner self being that what you put in is what comes out. So the same thing goes with what you put in your mind also comes out of your body and expresses itself. So what we need to really learn to do, and this is all something I'm kind of putting together in my life because I've had enough of the bullshit. And everybody comes to that point where they're just like sick of the fucking bullshit. And it's good. You need to have that moment in your life to realize that you're sick of the bullshit and all you want is the good shit in your life. And that's not saying that let's get rid of the bad shit. We don't need the bad shit. But the bad shit's also what basically got you into the mentality of needing to make a change, right? I want to see if I can get this like reflection of the water behind me. It doesn't look the same now. So what I'm getting at with the whole drinking thing, your body gets used to being in an acidic state. When you drink, you throw your microbiome, your gut biome out, and you become acidic. If you take like a litmus paper and check your urine in the morning, it's probably acidic. So you put your body in this state of fight or flight. And when you're in a state of fight or flight, your body is so used to being in that state, it's hard for it to imagine that normal is not being in that state. This is not much different from people who are, oh my God, this is such a beautiful sunset. It's not much different from a bad relationship. People will go back Oh, I gotta take a picture. Sorry. People go back to a bad relationship because they're so used to the abuse. And this is the same thing. Look at this fucking beautiful sunset on the water. They're so used to a bad relationship that they go back because it feels normal to them because they've been in it for so long. So the same thing happens when you're drinking, when you're taking drugs, when you're smoking weed, when you have a sex addiction, whatever it might be. You need to find the place that makes you happy. And a lot like animals, they respond to body language. And body language being, my body's telling me it hates my life because it hates the situation I'm in. Right? It hates what I've become. It hates a lot of those things. So, I know this is a long explanation, but sometimes you need to kind of get to the meat of the issue. And the issue being is you've done a repetitive habit for a long period of time, just like myself when I was 365 pounds. I suffered with depression. I suffered with all those things and I still deal with ADHD. I deal with anxiety. I deal with hyperactive compulsive disorder and all that other stuff. Like, things need to be done a certain way or it drives me nuts. So when you see me working on something, I'm usually really trying to do my best job, and that's just something that's a part of who I am, right? But we kind of take on addictions and make them a part of who we are. It doesn't mean that's who we're meant to be. It means that we can always make change. Like me coming out here, I wouldn't have enjoyed tonight the same way if I didn't come out here. So I've learned to take time for myself and stop constantly giving it away. Like those 3-4 months I worked and I didn't get paid. The guy owes me like 12 grand. Tells me to fuck off. I'm not worth that money after I finished the job. I said to him, you know what's funny? You're saying fuck off to me, but you're not saying it to my face. Come say it to my face. No cameras, no nothing. Let's talk then. Let's see how brave you are to say that shit to my face. Because I'm a whole different person when I don't give a fuck about you. When I care about people, and I like to care about people. I like to help, I like to take care. But I've also learned that I need to take care of myself. Because nobody's going to take care of me, so then I can't take care of others. So I have to take care of myself. I have to take the time out of my day to do the things that make me happy. And if it's kayaking in a fucking kayak that I found, which everyone's like, you know, you're getting a kayak, it took you 2 days to get the kayak, you know you could have made a bunch of money. I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't have went and spent that fucking money on buying a kayak. It's way better to get it for free, right? A little bit of work. So it's not free because it cost me time. But at the same time, it was an adventure. I brought my dog. We're on the river. We almost drowned. There was all kinds of things that happened. Lost my keys. And here we are now. Fast forward to now. Could I have ever imagined that I'd be sitting on the river right now in a kayak that I fucking worked day and night almost to pull out? Cross treacherous waters. Like, you see me with my dog in his, like, he has a harness and I'm dragging him through the rushing water. Right? So we need to appreciate our life and stop living it in a state of I can't, I won't, I never will. I start living in a state of you only need 3 things to change your entire life. It is you are what you think, you are what you eat, and you are who you hang around. So if the people you hang around don't want to fucking do the shit you want to do, you got to go out and do the shit you want to do in order to find those same people that want to do the same shit that you want to do. If you eat shit, you're going to fucking produce shit, right? You're going to feel like shit. Your body's not going to want to do things that you would normally have wanted to do, and you're going to sit there. Not to mention, think about it like this. If you eat a lot of yeast, what does yeast do? It causes dough to ferment, right? It causes wine to ferment. It causes bread to rise. You put that shit in your body, what do you think it's doing inside your body? It's doing the exact same shit it's going to do when you drink it. right? So you gotta pay attention that we're 95% water, 90% water, 85, 90% water. So in order to get your body into a good state of what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. Get the good bacteria in your gut to start operating properly, you need to start putting shit in your body that actually does that. That's why you saw me drinking that kombucha drink. Super good for your gut biome. This is literally alkalized water that I do this thing called freeze fracturing 3-4 times. I leave the water in wine jugs that I get for cheap out on my deck, let the sun kill the bacteria, then I freeze it for a couple times, pour out that water, get some nice clean water. So when you're basically I drink a daily probiotic. Do you want me to give you my opinion on that? Is lemon water good to drink? Oh, fuck yeah. I can give you guys a secret. Let's say Grease Monkey wants to lose his gut, right? Now, I'm planning to make a video that I'm going to post on my channel about this, but I know I'm going to get a lot of shit because of it. Because it actually is going to help people. But I've helped people with arthritis. I've helped people with MS. I've helped people with losing weight. I've helped people with chronic pain and bad sleep. Yes, I do ASAP. What do you mean? You want to know what it is? Put a thumbs up if you want to know what it is. I've also helped to mitigate pain in my own self. And when I used to train Muay Thai kickboxing, I found out about this because athletes do it. It's called baking soda doping. And then I found another guy who was talking about it. Basically, they use it for prostate cancer and many other cancers. And one of the reasons why it's good is because most people are 90 to 80% magnesium deficient. Like, let's say you have shitty time sleeping. Let's say you can't go to the bathroom regularly. Let's say you have problems urinating. Let's say you have a bunch of other issues, right? No, okay, so I didn't do Muay Thai at 365 pounds. I actually did it at 260 pounds. But I broke my ankle, and I was training with a broken ankle for a while. Then I tore my hamstring. Then I blew out my calf muscle. Then I had sciatica. And then I blew out my other calf muscle in my left leg. And that's what put me into the huge depression that got me to the 365 pounds. So that's kind of where I was. I wanted to compete in Muay Thai. And I honestly believe, like, a lot of the things I'm talking about are life experience. And a lot of the things I'm talking about are also the programming we receive as men and women through the radio airwaves and TV and all that other bullshit, right? They're just manufacturing us into what they want us to be, and then we are accepting the programming. That's the fucking real mind fuck that you guys got to really pay attention to. You know, like, even drinking. Like, at what point from a child to an adult did drinking become this thing of wonder and amazement? Well, if you're as old as I am, and you grew up when there was all kinds of commercials about drinking, getting fucked up, and basically movies, oh, we gotta go get drunk, get fucked up. That's where you learn all that shit, that programming, and you give up all the stuff that you love doing, right? Like, you could come out here and have a couple drinks, but, like, People who are drinking or doing drugs or having any kind of addiction are usually not happy people, right? They're looking for it somewhere else. They're not finding it within themselves. But again, not to get off topic, let's see what he says. I was always tall and thin. Hit 40 and pew. Well, that's a misconception, because just because you hit 40 doesn't mean that your body just went to shit. It means you never changed any of the habits you were doing, and that caught up with you. As soon as you change those habits, it's all going to change. Like I'm past 40 and I'm losing weight. I'm gaining muscle. You know, that's one thing that makes us men lucky, is that we have the ability, no matter what age, to start getting into the best shape we can in our life. So here's that trick: baking soda doping. Now, this protocol is something I kind of used other protocols to make this. What you're going to do is you're going to get a teaspoon, the small spoon, to start. You're not eating the whole thing. You got to really listen to what I'm telling you, because a lot of people I've told fucked it up. Like one guy I told, you just got to take a half a teaspoon, and he's like pouring water and pouring the fucking baking soda down his throat and gagging it up and telling me I'll never take that shit again, like it's my fault that you didn't listen to me, and now you're taking it the wrong way. This is what that guy did. But what you want to do is you take a teaspoon of baking soda and you take 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now heed what I mean by 2 tablespoons. You don't have to take the full 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You want to play with the taste that works for you, because this is something that's customizable. As long as you're taking the baking soda in a form that allows you to drink it properly and not be like, you know, that's how you manufacture this for yourself. So I do a half a teaspoon in a cup of hot water. And then I take 2 tablespoons of high quality maple syrup, 2 glass bottle maple syrup, red or green top, not plastic, because plastic is a petrochemical. And you take those 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and you mix it in with the hot water and you stir the baking soda, right? The baking soda is going to fizz. So you're best off to actually do a half a cup of hot water, do the mixture, mix it up so it doesn't overflow, fizz, let it fizz out, then top it off with a little bit of cold water so you can smash this bastard back. And you do this in the morning on an empty stomach and at nighttime on an empty stomach, just before you go to bed. Try to make it a habit to stop eating around like 7 o'clock at night, because you want to be able to go to sleep at a proper time. And let's just say you eat a fucking bag of Twinkies or Joan Louise or cakes or whatever, or any kind of food at like 8 or 9 o'clock. As you're trying to sleep, your body's trying to digest. So there's another reason why you're doing this. It's not just because of wanting to be able to get good sleep. This is going to help you put your body into ketosis. So if you take this drink, I guarantee you, Texas Mickey Jack guarantee you, that you will lose 10 pounds in the first month, minimum. But you got to follow the protocol properly. So once in the morning on an empty stomach, once at night on an empty stomach. Do that for a week. Next week, you do once in the morning on an empty stomach, and then again at lunchtime. So now you're going to fast from morning till like 12 or 1 o'clock, whatever you can handle. Then eat. Your window is between 1 and 7 o'clock to eat whatever the fuck you want. And then before you go to bed, you take the baking soda again. If you follow that protocol, you will actually lose more than 10 pounds. In the morning and lunch, no eating between. Do a little fast. Trust me, you're not going to want to even eat anyways, because your body is getting that the salt it needs. So magnesium is a building block in your body. If your body needs things to repair itself, it'll pull from the magnesium, right? But if you don't have it in your system, it can't do it. So you fall into a state of fucking like feeling shitty and depressed and all kinds of other shit. That's the other reason why when you're eating carbs, you feel like that, right? You eat soya milk, you want to become a girl or whatever, right? Like that's what I'd be willing to bet you that people who drink soya milk get too much estrogen in them. I know this because I could tell you the story about me eating pizza from a friend's shop and then finding out he's cutting the cheese with fucking soya cheese. I was like, no wonder I was feeling so emotional and fucked up. Here I am eating pizza that's got friggin' soya cheese in it. That's a story for another time. But what do we got here? He says, yeah, I'm 50 now. You know what? I'm turning 50 this year. So yeah, if you follow that protocol, and guaranteed if you throw a little bit of like movement workouts, 15 minutes a day, with that, you'll lose even more weight. You'll be actually quite surprised at what you can do with very little effort, to be honest. So now what you're gonna notice when you do this baking soda protocol, I'll make a video on it. How about that? In the next couple days, I'll make a video exactly how to do it. And you guys can watch it, share it with a bunch of people. Anyone you know who has some kind of like arthritic issues or can't sleep or feels like shit, depressed, fucking hates their life. You start taking this shit and I guarantee you're gonna have a change, 100%. And so you're gonna do this also 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And you're going to notice the difference on the week off. You're going to be like, man, I feel like shitty, right? Like that you're not taking it. But you need to do it because you got to give your body a rest from this alkalizing process. It starts to alkalize your body. It starts to get rid of all the inflammation that's stuck in your fat cells, and it's starting to regulate your microbiome in your gut. It's starting to change everything in your life. Your sleep patterns will get better. You're going to feel better. You're going to wake up. You're going to want to live life. You're going to want to love life. Texas Mickey Jack, loving life, living life. Here we are out on the Glenmore Reservoir giving people tips on how to change their life. We got, what else have we got here? We got baking soda has sodium in it. Yeah, sodium's a salt. Sodium bicarbonate. So it will cause your sodium levels to rise. Kendall, you need salt in your body. Don't listen to the bullshit. Trust me on this. And I don't like people to trust me on things. I don't like saying trust me. But this misconception of salt was done in a study of a bunch of doctors feeding people iodized salt and saying salt is bad for you. It depends on the kind of salt you're eating. Yes, sodium bicarbonate is actually a very good salt for you. The Arm & Hammer brand is good, but what you should do is actually find a natural veined, what do you call it, sodium bicarbonate. It's actually better for you. Tastes better. It's not so, some of it can be manufactured, but like the Arm & Hammer brand is actually really good. I took that in the very beginning. But iodized salt is where that salt myth came from, that you shouldn't have salt. And you notice one thing? They don't have any problem feeding you sugar everything you fucking eat, because they know you get addicted to sugar. Sugar's got one of the highest addiction rates next to like crack cocaine and fucking cocaine in itself. I have a study on that, by the way. I can show that to you guys. I've been thinking about doing a health channel too, because doing the Muay Thai and drinking the water that I drink and doing all that kind of stuff is really like changed my life in the past. And I've been trying to put together a protocol. I think I'm going through fucking weeds here. Try to put a protocol together to help people, to give them a good like shot at making change in their life, because like I've dealt with a lot of stuff myself and I can actually feel the bottom. Oh, here I am talking so much, but I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I'm getting to shore though. Very shortly. So, yeah, salt is good for you, but it depends on what kind of salt you get. A lot of people will be like, oh, pink Himalayan, because that's what they're programmed to say, because they've heard it everywhere else. But not all pink Himalayan salt is good for you because of where it's mined. A lot of it comes from the Himalayan mountains in India, and in some places in the Himalayan mountains, there's a lot of like bad, like shitty water runoff that runs through the areas where they're mining the salt from. So you got to be careful. You got to know where your salt's coming from. I get a Celtic gray salt, but you got to get it from certain suppliers because you want to get a pure salt and you want it to have color. If it has color, then you know it's got minerals that your body needs. A lot of the reason why salt is white is because they basically extract all the minerals out of the salt and basically sell you the shit, the trash. Same thing with sugar. A lot of sugar is yellow, but the sugar you get in the grocery store is white because they've sucked out all the nutrients, sold you the garbage again. You know, that's how they get rid of a lot of trash from industry, by feeding it to us. For instance, why do you think they put fluoride in the water? They say, oh, fluoride's healthy for you, but it's actually, fluoride comes from a byproduct of making iron. Like in the iron facilities, they get this overflow of fluoride and then they put it in the water to get rid of it because it's cheaper than to dispose of it naturally or properly. So you got to pay attention to a lot of the stuff and information we are given, because industry is put before us for sure. You think McDonald's is growing everything organically? Why not? But they don't. It's cheap. They're selling all kinds of trash. They're putting all kinds of garbage in your food. And then you're eating it. We got rid of it. Just look at dog food, for instance. Perfect example. Dog food. Have you ever wondered why dog food is all brown? So I'll tell you why. I learned this because I don't feed my dog food anymore. This is another reason why I lost a shit ton of weight, because before I didn't give a shit what happened to me, to be honest. I didn't care. That's how I got to the 365 pounds. I was so depressed. I was eating out all the time. I was basically the living supersize me guy, eating all kinds of fast food, loaded with salt and sugar, and not loaded with the good salt. You need mineralized salt, not demineralized salt, iodized salt. Garbage for you. So I was eating all this trash, and then I was feeding my dog, and my dog would get sick when he ate the shitty food. And I noticed that he had like red nails. Like he's got white clear nails, but at the time when I was feeding him dog food, he was getting red nails. And previously my other dog died of cancer, and I was feeding him the high quality so-called dog food. So I noticed from paying attention to how my dog reacted to certain foods, I noticed that if I would give him a carrot that wasn't naturally grown organically, he wouldn't eat it. But if it was organic, he would eat it. And then it dawned on me that the reason why all the dog food is incinerated ash loaded with a bunch of like oils to make them want to eat the crap that they fucking burned, it's all brown because it's incinerated ash. And then they put all kinds of stuff on top of the incinerated ash so the dog will eat it. Because if they didn't incinerate it, then the dog could smell it and he won't eat it. So they had to incinerate it to get rid of the smell, to bypass that smell, taste thing that the dog would have, right? Makes sense. Diabolical, but it makes sense, right? So then it dawned on me that what they practice on our animals is what they want us to eat in the future. Think about that. They want you to eat bugs. You're already eating bugs. If you're drinking any grenadine drinks, that dye number 9 or 4, it's made out of fucking these red beetles. Not good for you. But there's always something we can connect back to. Right? We're being deceived constantly. And you got to learn to be discerned. You got to learn to have that discernment. You got to learn to, like, maybe not everything you see on TV is good for you. That's how they sell you all the trash anyways. So, I talked a lot this whole time. But I'm going to make a video for you guys about the baking soda. Yeah, red dye number 40. Okay, let's finish up these comments and I'm going to load this kayak. So we'll go back to Kendall. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. So it will cause your sodium levels to rise, but it will also cause your potassium levels to plummet. So be careful with your electrolyte levels. You don't have to worry about that because you're taking the baking soda, you're taking the maple syrup, and the maple syrup has antioxidants to help mitigate that. Just so you know. Grease Monkey 7571. I may have to reach out again for the recipe info. Yeah, a video would be awesome. I will make one for sure, buddy. I'm not saying sodium is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to attack anybody. A lot of times people, I'm not saying I have all the information, but I know what works for me and what's worked for a bunch of other people. So I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not saying sodium is bad. I'm just warning about the hypokalemia. Potassium is also a salt you need. Yes, you're correct. Grease Monkey finds this interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we've been out on the lake for like 2 hours now. It's been 2 hours and 46 seconds. And we're getting to shore. I gotta kind of get back. I'll bring you guys in for the paddle. And then I'm going to end it before I get out of the kayak because I don't want to wipe out. But I will make this video on the baking soda. I'll give you guys some more information as to why I do it the way I do. But for now, here we are. The water's calm now. There's nobody on it. And the moon coming out. It's soon going to be a full moon. Look at that background. It's pretty sweet though. See, I told you I didn't need a light. I got bright ideas. Later, everyone. You guys have a good night, man. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. Here we are. I'm actually on shore now. Look at the lake. It looks so nice. So nice. Long up north. Down here in Texas, that would be 20 to 30 minutes of sunset. Not 2 hours. Texas would also be nice. To be honest, I do want to go to Texas. Texas would be an amazing experience, I think. And I feel like you have more liberty there, where people are all like whiny about guns out here. They're not so whiny about guns there. It's like a way of life. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And most of all, stay authentic. Learn to love life and live life. You guys have a great night. And don't come in the summer. Try March or May, I guess, to come to Texas, eh? Oh my God, this is a good little... I don't have to do too much right now. The water's gonna be muddy though. Alright guys, have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.